It's no surprise that Mercedes, being the third fastest car on the track, was by far the biggest upset this season. But if we look at their performance, the Silver Arrows have done substantially well to improve their position. As the season draws to a close, they're looking for their first win, and Russell had his say on where that could be. First up, Russell tells which track is his team's best shot at victory. George Russell has identified the Circuit of the Americas as the most likely location for Mercedes to finally score a victory in 2022, with the team aiming to return to their winning ways before the season ends. Mercedes remains winless this season after a challenging start to F1's technical regulation reset, in which Red Bull and Ferrari have shared the honors at the front of the field. When asked where a victory would be conceivable in the latter phases of the season, Russell originally stated that he isn't sure about any particular track. He ruled out Singapore since it is a street circuit, and Mercedes has historically struggled on such circuits. Russell ventured a prediction saying, "I'd probably say maybe Austin. I think Austin could be a circuit that suits us better." Nonetheless, the Briton is encouraged by Mercedes' rapid growth this season, which has brought the team closer to pacesetters Red Bull and Ferrari. He also expressed his delight at the rate at which the team is progressing. He believes that as the car improves, Mercedes will be able to compete with Ferrari and Red Bull. Mercedes has won at least once in every F1 season since 2012, and they averaged around 14 victories each season from the beginning of the turbo hybrid era in 2014 until 2021. However, they have yet to win a race this season. Moving on, the drivers said nothing is off the table for 2023. Mercedes W13 drew attention at the start of the season with its distinctive, narrow-side pods and innovative design. But according to George Russell, the team is considering a variety of possibilities for its 2023 car. Russell has 203 points this season, just 23 less than Valtteri Bottas achieved in his final season for Mercedes, but neither he nor teammate Lewis Hamilton has won a race. When asked if Mercedes will revise their reticle design for 2023, Russell stated that nothing is off the table. He added that the team has a really unique design with the side pods, so it's not out of the question that they'll keep that design. But it's also not out of the question that they change a few things for the following season. He stated unequivocally that, while the side pod design is essential, it's not the performance differentiator. Mercedes did not anticipate performing well enough at low downforce, high-speed circuits like Spa-Francorchamps and Monza. And while Russell stated that the team was aware of the fundamental causes, he added that there is no overnight answer. The defending manufacturer's champions are only 66 points behind Ferrari in the constructors' standings, with both teams looking for better results on the streets of Japan's Suzuka circuit. Furthermore, the Mercedes team principal is also confident for the season ahead. Mercedes believes it has discovered a significant chunk of performance for its 2023 Formula One car, which it will use to return to the front of the field. The Brackley-based team had a difficult season with its W13 vehicle, which has porpoised frequently and is not quick enough to compete with Red Bull and Ferrari. The cost cap made it more difficult for the team to get back on track quickly because it couldn't afford to tweak its current difficulties to make it go faster. However, the budget for next year is being reset, and the team has a much better sense of where the W13 falls short. This gives Mercedes reason to be confident about the W14's future. When asked how well Mercedes knew the 2023 car, team head Toto Wolff indicated that turning the ship around this season will be difficult. He did claim, though, that the squad has discovered why it hasn't performed well this season and has identified the source of its difficulties. Wolff also stated that the squad will strive to win the global title next season and will correct the mistakes they made this season. Mercedes, finishing third on the grid, was by far the biggest surprise of the season, and Silver Arrow fans are desperate for the team to get back on track. Let's look at the rivalry in the Mercedes camp. Mercedes driver Lewis Hamilton is 33 points behind teammate George Russell, with 5 races remaining. Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton have had a dreadful season so far. The 8-time Constructors' champions were unable to comply with the new rules and did not produce a car capable of winning the championship. W13 wasn't fast enough to compete at the start of the season. Lewis Hamilton is unaccustomed to this, having had a fast vehicle for the previous 8 seasons in a row. However, as the season progressed, W13 and Hamilton both began to perform better. However, the 37-year-old remains 33 points behind colleague George Russell. Russell has performed better than Hamilton thus far, and he may be one of the few teammates capable of defeating Hamilton. Only Jenson Button and Nico Rosberg have finished ahead of Hamilton in the championship standings. Emerson Fittipaldi believes the duel between the two Brits will be decided in the final seconds. Hamilton has improved recently, but Russell is still 35 points ahead of him. Both Mercedes drivers have been kind and friendly this season, but one has to question how long this will last. Lewis and Nico have previously competed against one another another, so this may be the start of a new professional rivalry. Now, in other news, first up, Hamilton thinks there's still room for improvement. Hamilton discussed Mercedes' performance so far this season in an interview during practice at the Monza Grand Prix. He stated that there is still plenty that could be done to improve the car, which is understandable given that it isn't as fast as a Red Bull or a Ferrari and still bobs up and down. However, he stated that the start of the season was a nightmare for his squad and that they had done an excellent job of climbing the ranks. Call it Ferrari's error or Mercedes' determination, but no one expected Mercedes to finish in the top 2 at the start of the season. However, with only a few races remaining, there are only 66 points behind the Red squad and might finish second in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes has made numerous changes and improvements this season, and it's evident that they will not go down without a fight. Toto Wolff, the team's leader, recently told the press it's all to play for the Silver Arrows. Both their drivers appear to be improving with each race, which is a good indication for the team. Many F1 analysts believe Mercedes will silence their detractors and continue to be the dominant team they're known for next season. Next, Mercedes is still the pioneer in making the sport more sustainable. Mercedes-Benz and Petronas have confirmed that their championship sponsorship agreement will be extended until 2026. The Malaysian oil company will continue to partner with the 8-time Constructors' Champions, supplying them with environmentally friendly gasoline. When Petronas purchased Braun GP in 2010, the Mercedes F1 team was founded. The firm stated on Wednesday that it will continue to sponsor the current Constructors' Champions when the new F1 power units are introduced in 2026. Importantly, the oil company will produce the fuel required by the next generation of F1 engines. Toto Wolff told the press that the team was doing something unusual. They were announcing a relationship that would not begin for another 4 years. He also stated that Petronas and the Silver Arrows are no longer merely partners, but a family that will be together for many years. The team principal further stated that by 2026, environmentally friendly fuels will be at the heart of Formula One. Mercedes has extensive experience in this field and wishes to demonstrate its capabilities to the rest of the world. From 2026 onwards, Formula One power units not only will use 100% green fuels, but they will also use 3 times as much electricity and be considerably more environmentally friendly. Petronas is also developing a fuel termed sustainable aviation fuel, which will be available in 2027. Lastly, we look at the alleged breach of the cost cap controversy. Formula One has been thrown into disarray in recent days as rumors of possible infractions of the FIA's financial rules for 2021 surfaced. Competitors believe Red Bull Racing and Aston Martin spent much above the $145 million cost ceiling set last year. The first case is thought to be more serious because it includes more people and money, and Red Bull's Max Verstappen won the world title. The FIA has not confirmed any infringement, and the governing body issued a brief statement in reaction to the developing debate on the subject on Friday night. In a sense, FIA President Mohammed bin Sulayem was telling teams that desired heavy penalties, "We know exactly what we're doing. Leave us alone and let us finish our work." We should find out more in the coming days. Teams that spend less than the maximum amount will be awarded a certificate of compliance. Teams who spend more than the limit will face sanctions, which will begin with a formal hearing. This is an enormous story, and some consider it a major test of Ben Sulayem's leadership abilities. That's a wrap for this video. Where do you think Mercedes will finish the season off? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.